or more or less speaking. So Richie and Bart asked me to speak today. Probably half of you guys know my story now. Excuse my voice. I've been on the road for 90 days, speaking all across the country. But my whole vision about 2.5 years ago was just to revolutionize the fundraising world. The game's been the same for popcorn and cookie dough and the little stupid entertainment books and little cards that have 15 to 20 deals on it. Just good for one school zone, more or less, one city or state. So my whole vision was to take that and make it a one-stop shop with Facebook, Instagram, Groupon, and social. So I think some of you guys even got some of these cards today. I know some of you guys have them. So I basically created a card that looks like a credit card because no one wants the little piece of paper you print out from Groupon. As a man, you're not going out on a date, that's for sure, So you have this card, but instead of it just being good for one school zone, we're good. I don't know if everybody can see this, but we have locations all across the world. I'm on Disney property now, Las Vegas Boulevard, Times Square, Paris, London, Cancun, and this card links to an app that's geo-friendly. So, and all you guys, you're welcome to call me, or I think Sarah's outside with Elle getting a drink, but you guys are welcome to call me, email me. I'll send you all free. These are $30. I'll send you guys one, and you can literally use them every day, all day. They're good for a year. But you can use them at, Papa John's, 25% off is one of the fan favorites with the coaches. Bugo de Pepo, 10% off. Senior Frogs, you walk in, you show the card, and you get that that yardstick for free, that $22 yardstick, whether you're in Vegas or in Cancun or Key West, you can use it. So here's the app. You just tap it, and then there's Bugo de Pepo, blah, blah, blah. There's Papa John's, but it's just endless. And we have categories like automotive, which I know all you guys are a part of. So you can go in here, Dave & Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese, bars and clubs. There's automotive, $10 off Valvoline. And I think that's probably the main part I want to talk about tonight is the automotive side of things. So there's Howl at the Moon. So I just used this with some of the guys from Shark Tank in the Kentucky Derby Saturday night. There's 10 of us. We walked up to Howl at the Moon in Louisville. It was $20 a head to get in. It was $200. I showed my card and my app. We got in free. And that's the difference between us and all the little loyalty programs and some of the white label apps. People don't want to have 100 apps on their phone. So we're basically a one-stop shop. Instead of having, white label app for this or that or Valvoline or Oligard or Outback, it's all through us. But the thing that we do for the automotive industry, which I think Richie and Bart want me to talk about, is we allow companies to co-brand with us. So Starbucks doesn't do this, Walmart, Target, Visa, none of them do this. So you might give a client a $100 or $50 Visa card or Simon Mahler card or Starbucks card. They're going to use it once, twice, maybe 3 times at best. They're not even going to think of you when they use it. And they're going to throw that shit in the trash, to be honest, in direct. This card, so Nissan signed a massive, massive deal with us. So what they do, I don't know if anybody can see this, but Nissan's logo is right here. So we allow people, we just signed a contract with the NFL, Notre Dame, the MPC, just to name a few. We've done over almost $240 million in the last 35 days in contracts. So the product speaks for itself. This is the first time I ever spoke to owners of corporations. I was speaking in New York City and Yorktown yesterday to schools and charity boards, because that's what I do. I donate most of our money to charities and schools. But now corporations are making us a membership card, so we literally had to rebrand and call ourselves the Platinum Royalty Rewards Card, because so many major corporations are making us a gift card. Keller Williams, they use us as a closing gift at the closing table, saying, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, here's my card, and I'll have the Keller Williams logo, and this number is not a credit card number, it's a direct number to the broker, to the agent. So now you're in this person's pocket for a year. No one in the world is doing this. So you give this person, whether you're selling a car or they're doing it, Nissan does it, is you come test drive with us, and they give it to you, thank you for test driving. It has the Nissan, the Sutherland Nissan logo, the number to the dealership. So every time this person uses the Outback, Chuck E. Cheese, Sky Zone, Dave & Buster's, whatever, they're looking at your brand for a year. And the deals are good every day, all day for a year. But not only are they seeing it, but my 9 guests at Howl at the Moon, they saw it and they're like, dude, this card's ridiculous. Now they're seeing your logo and your branding. The key for Nissan is now they're offering $10 off oil changes or free tire rotations or 10% off, $100 in service charges or whatever. And that gives you recapture, repeat business, and my favorite word, residual. So if I came into, say Nissan, since they're, since we're talking to a lot of car dealership people, I'm sitting there waiting for my tire rotation or my service to be done. Next thing you know, the salesperson comes up, hey, Mr. Pagan, I know you're getting your 2016 service. We have 2019s in. We can actually get you the same price. And now you're recapturing those people and getting residual. And that's the difference, and that's why it's proof in the pudding and it's working as far as the car dealership industry. And that's really how most people use it. And then we have online sales and promo codes we can do and stuff like that. That's basically what we've done in the last, we just hit we're 25 months in, and that's what we've done. So I think, I don't know, Richie, I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think you want me to touch primarily on how the car dealership world's working. I can go on to a million other things, how the schools and charities use it. But at the end of the day, 76 to 80% of the money goes to schools and charities. We donate more than Red Cross. If anybody cares about what I'm saying at all, I would go to our website and read 1, 2, 3, 4 of the testimonials, and you'll really grasp what I've done. I mean, I'm a self-made guy. I'm the first person in my family to have a degree. And I started this company after I sold my company in 2010, just really for fun to give back. And I started 5 schools in Central Florida, and now I'm the head national sponsor of the entire country. 20,000 schools, 8 million student athletes. I'm also the head state, I know some of you read the letter, I showed a couple people in here. I'm the head state sponsor of every school in the state of New York also. So we will raise over millions of dollars for New York. And we already have. I mean, I already signed up some of the largest powerhouse football teams and lacrosse yesterday while I was here. But if you guys have any questions, I'll be around. I always stop and we usually when I speak to schools or foundations like Toys for Tots or breast cancer or whatever, I always open kind of for Q&A. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell. Does anybody have any questions at all? I mean, you're more than welcome to Q&A me. I deal with some tough soccer moms, trust me. I can handle it. Come on, give me one question.
What's the name of the company?
Platinum Royalties. This is platinumroyalties.com. My email's josh@platinumroyalties. It's ROYALTIES. And then Sarah, I don't know if Sarah's in here. Oh, there she is. She's my CMO. It's Sarah with an H at platinumroyalties.com. You guys are welcome to email us with any information. I didn't come here to gain business. I really came here just for the networking purposes because I was sent through some of my Shark Team people, through Richie and Bart. And next thing you know, I talked to them, they're like, you need to speak tonight, we'll let you speak first. I really didn't come here I don't use the word sell as a pitch. I mean, my whole thing is presentation and education. I present my product at these state boards with thousands of coaches and athletic directors there, and then I educate their coaches how to sell the most product. I mean, we don't sell anything on the marketing side. If any of you guys, want to market even locally, if you guys have a service department at your car dealerships or whatever, we're free to you. I do a group on Leaving Social Facebook, do absolutely for free. I mean, we're free on the front end. You get recognition with all my charity work, especially in New York, being that we're the state sponsor of all the school systems. We can do push notifications to 34 million plus consumers that we have that bought this car already in the last 2 years, saying, hey, come by this dealership, or even locally, geofencing is what some people call it. When I'm here speaking in Long Island, I bring you guys up. But it's just revolutionary. But on the back end, since we are free on the front end, on the back end, everything that we do is through charity and 501c3s. We don't do anything that's not done through charity. So if you offer a promotion, you track it in your POS system, it's a tax write-off for you. So you're technically making money off of our platform, which is awesome. That's why, I know I talked to some of you, that's why the CFOs of some of these major corporations like Outbacks, the Dave & Buster's, they fall in love with us because we're free and they make money off us using us as a tax write-off. The mom and pop shops really don't care about that, or we don't go into it, but the big corporations, the CFOs and stuff, and the CEOs love that part of it. So that's just maybe another thing I'll touch on. So just so you know, when you're offering a promotion, yeah, you might be doing 10% off of this and that, but it is a tax write-off at the back end because everything we do is through charities and 501c3s. So please ask me a question. Someone beat me up. Someone give me a good one.
So by doing business with you, you're saying that we're also able to contribute to our cause or charity?
Community, your state, the nation. I mean,
and what about with with schools or in sororities?
Yeah, sororities too. So, school. That's what I started the company for, was for fundraising for. I started with PTAs the first 6 months and lost about $250,000 in it. I just found out a lot of the I hope I don't offend anybody here. A lot of the PTA moms, man, they're just it's a different. I'm trying to be diplomatic right now, especially with a little bit of whiskey in me. It's a different world. It's a different world. Yeah, it was a different world. Now all we focus on is athletic departments, and which is why we're the head national sponsor of the NADC, which covers those 20,000 schools and 8 million student athletes. And it's just more professional. Those athletic departments, directors are just, there's male and females in both of them. But it's a more professional lifestyle. So that's where we started it for, and that's what you're doing. But as those students, I'm talking to business owners for really the first time. I always talk to schools and coaches. I've never really spoke to, car dealership owners and all this other stuff. It was really my first time. I had no idea, again, I was speaking tonight. But when I speak to them, I try to tell them it's bigger than the X and O's. It's bigger than your one, stupid football team or your athletic department. I mean, as your kids, it's all these damn school shootings, and I'm kind of going to rabbit trail probably for a second. With all these school shootings, I'm very passionate. My mission, my vision, my why factor in life is to get back and stop all the BS and stop all the self-entitlement of all these kids and even some of the adults I deal with, for crying out loud. But, these kids nowadays are just used to everything just handed to them. I feel like my entrepreneur spirit came from being that kid that had nothing. My family had nothing, and I was the kid that sold those 30 entertainment books to get the free, incentives with, windbreakers or whatever. And that's what I focus on when I speak to these coaches. I'm like, this is bigger than the X and O's and everything else. Sign up with us because a lot of the guys are getting spiffs in their pockets and blah, blah, blah. But as far as sororities, UCF in Central Florida is the largest college in the country. And they use us for their sorority. Zeta is the largest sorority chapter in the country, and they use us. And we raised $54,000 in one night for breast cancer back in October. And and then the president Cheyenne, as Sarah's like behind the pole, but the president Cheyenne actually said, "This is mind blowing, blah blah blah. I want to come. I need to do an internship with you to get my degree. I have to do an internship." She came on board. Now she's our marketing director for social media. So what I did is had her reach out to the NBC, the National Panhellenic Committee that oversees 5 million females, part of the sorority Greek life. So when I was in Indiana doing my state speech, being their head state sponsor, NPC, the national board, is based in Indianapolis. I had Cheyenne send them an email, so I called them and said, "Hey, you got an email from us a week ago," and I researched it. And who was it? Donna was the head executive director for the board. I was like, "Hey, this is Josh Blackmore." She's like, "Josh, I have the email up from Cheyenne right now. I was sick. I'm so sorry I haven't got back to you. When can we do a conference call?" And I said, "I can do you one better. I'm in Indianapolis. Your office is like 20 minutes from me. I fly out tomorrow. I can meet with you at 10 a.m. We set that meeting up, and we closed a $100 million deal in 15 minutes. And $50 million of it is going to...
Impressive. That's impressive. That is impressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's interesting, guys. This is the first time I've heard of this company, and it's exciting to see somebody want to get into the automotive industry with something like this. Because we're always about the grind, we're always about making money, and we're not so much about giving back sometimes. So I think that's incredible. Let's give them one more round of applause. All right, so I'm going to get started. I personally packed in like 5 days worth of content into a half hour. So if you guys have questions about what I do, how I do it, you want to pick my brain after I'm done speaking, please come over to me, grab a business card, and let's catch up. So just to introduce myself, my name is Sher. I'm the founder of eTraining, and I'm also a partner in Auto App Builder. And my alter ego is Social Sher because I'm very social online. We do a lot of ads for auto dealers and other businesses. We also have a business called Template App Builder, which we build websites. And Social Sher is the piece that does all of the posting for social media. I was nicknamed that about 10 years ago from somebody, and we just decided to use it. Why not use it to brand? One of the things I wanted to introduce is Mr. El Patron. A lot of you out here came out to see El Patron. He is the managing partner, general manager of Brooklyn Mitsubishi. He's setting the world on fire right now, and unfortunately, he couldn't be here. He double booked himself. He had to go on a family vacation, and so we spent some time on Saturday gathering some information so I could speak on his behalf. The reason why is nobody knows him better than I do. I worked with him in retail, and he's also one of my biggest clients. So I know all his numbers, I know all his styles. So you guys can get in touch with him after this meeting if you have any questions and you want to learn from him. But I did put some things out here just so you guys get a good understanding of social El Patron, excuse me. We have El Patron's website, elpatronshow.com. That's 2 N's. So a little bit about him. In February of 2018, his Mitsubishi dealership, I kid you not, Mitsubishi, they sold 258 cars. 200 of them were used, 58 of them were new. We know Mitsubishi's not the strongest brand to sell. He turned around and made a 300-car challenge in March and did 354 cars, doing, I think he did 104 new Mitsubishis, being #1 in the area. In April of 2018, he did 314 cars. He did, I think, 85 Mitsubishis, and he was top 10 in the nation, and he's the #1 dealer in his district. So how does he get there? I did a little video with him. The problem is we don't have speakers, so I'm not going to be able to play it. This video was very quiet, so just so you know, this is what he looks like in real life. You know, that's his branding. One of the greatest guys out there. I've known him for many years. Great car guy, great businessman. Runs a great team, very inspirational. Like I said, get in touch with him. That's his website right there. Well, people are asking him the big question. What is the secret to your success? What makes you put up those numbers? I know what he does because I've worked with him in retail, but I also know what he does because he's my client. I'm in his store almost once a week. So he's got a very aggressive mindset. He likes to take every deal. He works every car deal that he could possibly work, every opportunity. He's got a big network of friends. People refer him business, and he does everything. Grossing deal, losing deal, whatever it takes, he makes every deal. The other thing is he leads by example. If you ever watch some of the Saturday morning meetings, they put out bonuses, they treat their employees right. It's a culture. If you guys ever watch any TV shows that have car dealerships and it's all about the rah, rah, rah culture, that's what he's all about. He has a really good culture. He's got about 20 salespeople and he's growing. And everybody's happy to work there. Everybody's making money. The other thing is he has a very aggressive advertising budget. I sometimes get on him for that because I think he wastes money sometimes, personally. I think he goes a little too much into what he's buying, but he gets a lot of leads, he gets a lot of phone calls. His average Saturday BDC appointments, his business development center will set about 150 appointments. So he's very aggressive, and he does 30 cars on a Saturday. Again, in a Mitsubishi store. Think about
20 on a Thursday.
20, he did 20 on Thursday, 14 on a Monday, you know, it's 20 car Mondays. He's crazy. He loves it. And I love it. He's my buddy. I love him to death. Okay, merchandising. He's very big with the auto. He's very big with merchandising and pricing his cars right. He buys them right. Matter of fact, him and his co-owner are the only people in the dealership that appraise every trade. So they buy the cars right, they price them right, they take the right amount of pictures. They're all about merchandising and keeping a lot of stock. They have over 800 used cars in stock. The other thing is too, solid relationships with banks and vendors. I'm one of his vendors. I'm also his close friend. He calls me 5 times a day. Sometimes he can be a pain, but I love him. He's like a brother to me. I take care of him, right? But at the same time, he has good relationships. Craig, he's got a great relationship with you. You've been friends with him for years.
Great time, yep.
Exactly. So he'll call you. He'll get everything done, and you want to get on it for him. Like, I always have to step up. Like, if I'm driving somewhere, I have to pull over, go on my Google Drive, and send him this picture and that picture. You want to help him because he's my buddy. The other thing too is the banks. He's got every bank in his back pocket. He'll get anybody approved. He can work deals. And that's a big thing. If you guys want to sell more cars, for some of you that are selling cars, or anybody that's doing anything with finance, you want to have the banks in your back pocket. Last but not least, super ethical. He is very ethical. He has been nothing but ethical with every customer. Takes care of his customers. Customers love him. Has a good reputation. Everything done with ethics. If somebody proposes something illegal or shady, he doesn't do it. It's just not the way he is. He's a man of God. He's religious. He does go to church on Sundays, but he's a man of God. He's very ethical. So those are the key things that everybody wants to know. What is El Patron all about? So again, I encourage you guys, before I start my session, to check out his website, learn about him, follow him. He's a great guy. I know you met him at NADA when we were there. So that's that, guys. That's a little bit about El Patron. Let's get to my session. So I know that not everybody here owns a car dealership. We have some marketing companies here. We have some repair shops here. So I'm going to tell you this right now. While I gear this towards car dealerships, this is not 100% just for car dealers. You can use this in your everyday lives for your business. My presentation is called E-commerce-Size Your Dealership. Now, if you notice e-commerce size, that's not a word. Okay, I basically made it like exercise. That's why you guys see the big dumbbells and the weight sets. So I changed it up. I had to do my thing in there. So obviously, I wanted to focus on e-commerce size because what are we focusing on now? Selling cars or doing business online. That's why you have a mobile phone with a shopping cart, and that's why you have cars for car dealerships. And obviously, you have our logos for our companies. A little bit about me. My name is Sher. I think I already mentioned that. Why do I have these brands? These are the cars that I've sold. These are the kind of dealerships that I've managed. I personally was a silver level Honda sales consultant for 3 years selling Hondas. I later on became internet director of a very large Honda dealership, and we ran big numbers. We did over 80 cars a month out of the internet department. And then I later on, if anybody here knows a Nissan dealership in the Bronx called Teddy Nissan, anybody heard of them? Okay. I was the first internet director in that store when we opened that store. I was there for a year. I worked with Ted Best and Steve Rizzo, and we killed it. If you got a chance to watch what that store did in 2009, 2010, I was very proud to be part of that team. I built and ran a 5-person business development center. I handled all their advertising. We were doing over 90 cars a month out of our BDC and over 250 cars a month as a store within 9 months of being in business. So I was there. Ford, this is where I met Mr. El Patron. I got a little bit of a chance to work with him in Jersey City in a Ford store where he was the general manager. And we took a 4-person business development center that was barely bringing in 70 appointments on a Saturday, and within a month we built it to 8 people in a big room, and we were doing 130, 137 appointments on a Saturday, and we got that store rocking and rolling. Also selling 30, 35 cars a month, on a Saturday, 30, 35 cars. Hyundai, recently, in the last year, and Ralph probably doesn't know this, Ralph and I talk a lot, I did some work with J.D. Power and Associates. I was hired to be a facilitator for, they had this thing called the J.D. Power rejection study where you go out to the dealerships and you basically go through a report as to why they're missing opportunities. So I got some work with them as well as built a few BDCs for some of their dealers, and Mitsubishi has been my more latest project in the last year. Twice, not once, were we able to put Mitsubishi dealerships on the map socially. The first one, we had a dealership a year ago called Route 9 Mitsubishi in Freehold, New Jersey. Unfortunately, they ended up closing up because they had a lot of different things going on. Their fixed ops wasn't operating properly, and they went a little crazy with buying Highline, Bentleys, and trying to sell them out of a Mitsubishi store, and it just didn't work out for them, and they overextended. Unfortunately, they closed down, but we had a really crazy follow. We had over 80% of their website traffic coming from social media, and that's a true statement. And then in the last 4 to 6 months, we're working with Brooklyn Mitsubishi. And if you guys follow what Brooklyn Mitsubishi does with El Patron on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, it's phenomenal. We go live all the time. I'm going live right now because I like to lead by example. People are watching me speak. He does the same thing there. We'll go out there on a Saturday. He'll have little events, and they'll put everything on social media. My company also creates graphics. I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. So a little bit more about me real quick. I spoke at a lot of these different workshops and events. Greater New York Dealer Association, NJ Car. I've also written for a lot of magazines. You guys see Ralph Pagli over here? You have his website right here, Automotive Digital Marketing. If it wasn't for that website, nobody would ever know who I am. So I credit this man to helping me get known. So let's talk about the past, the present, and the future. And I'm going to keep it simple because we don't have a lot of time. This is what we're selling cars like in the past. Just take a look right here. This is a commercial, a very overpriced ad agency commercial for TV for a dealership. This is a yearly planner that car salespeople would have back in the 70s and 80s, and Ralph will remember this, where you keep track of all your customers, all your follow-up, all your ups. This is direct mail, which in some cases isn't working, and in some cases it is still till this day. It's an old school direct mail ad. This is a 4-square worksheet. This is how we used to negotiate and present pricing on cars. All through a 4-square, a lot of money down, trade-in value, monthly payments. And then I'm going digital too because we're about 25 years in since some of these companies started to take our advertising money. No offense to Cars.com if you're in here, but Cars.com was a pioneer. Okay, Auto Trader was a pioneer. Auto Bytel. I wasn't in the car business in 1999, but I know a lot of people that were getting faxed in leads, and Ralph will tell you about that. So that was the original automotive internet sales, so to speak. And then, about 10 years ago, I learned about the flip camera. Anybody have a flip camera here? You still do?
I don't think it works anymore. No, I don't use it.
Okay. I threw mine out like 4 months ago when I moved into my condo. I found it like laying around in the box. So actually, I was at a digital dealer conference, and they were showing these things off. I came home, I bought one. I ended up having 2 of them over the years, and that was the big thing. Get the video going, get that video up on YouTube as fast as possible, plug it into your computer. That's obsolete now. Why? Because we have mobile phones. And our phones have better cameras and better capabilities than ever before. So that's the past of how we were selling cars. Let's talk about the present. How things change. That is basically a YouTube video that we did at Brooklyn Mitsubishi. What I like to do for some people, if you want to know why you see me in videos with my clients, not everybody is going to be photogenic and not everybody's going to be comfortable speaking in front of a camera. My company likes to do everything on the first take. It is a real pain in the rear to turn around and edit 50 videos. Anybody that's ever done it will know. So what happens is now we try to get everything in one take. So when we can't, I jump in and I interview some of our clients. Erica knows this because I get on video with Erica sometimes. We interview our clients, and what we like to do with him, he likes to have his little El Patron show. He basically likes to put out what we're going to be doing the following weekend. Like we did a video for Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day, and Memorial Day. Those are the big things that we're focusing on for branding our dealerships and the businesses that we work with. So we did that, and obviously there we have one of the ads that we did. So that's a video. Instead of having to go out and spend money on TV.
You feel that social media is the way to go, which is going to boost you up on Google?
Yes, and I'll get there in a little bit. Totally do. Totally do. It's all about how many times you post and what kind of content you put up, but yes, sir. So we basically took our own video, made a video, and that's where we're at, replacing TV. Now, instead of putting pictures of CRMs to keep this small, these are the 3 of the top CRM companies in the industry right now. These are the customer relationship management systems that we use to keep track of our customers, to take notes of our customers, to work every transaction, to follow up with our customers, to email our customers, to call our customers. Some of you that are not in retail automotive might be using something like Salesforce. It's the same kind of thing, just for non-retail automotive. Also, social media. We talked about this earlier. These are all the different links. These are all the different examples of where you need to be now. Direct mail is great, but advertising on social media is even stronger. Then now we also have this. This comes from the lease calculator. This is an example of how a deal is worked. In a CRM, in one of these systems, a deal is worked. It's professionally printed out. It's a lot more details. There's no hiding. It tells you what the out-the-door figure is of the car, what the money factor is. Everything is all about the buzzword, transparency, in 2018. So this is how we're working with deals now. We're not just printing out a guest sheet and having a four-star. Different way of negotiation. This right here is text message marketing. This is all about how to work leads, how to get leads through social media and be able to do chat and text messaging. The game has changed. And then, of course, we have mobile and computer. This is from a company called Car Now. Pretty good friends with them. They have a chat company that's like on steroids in the industry. And I thought it was a pretty good graphic because it shows what you're able to do off your phone right now. You're able to text and communicate with customers and start working deals and start making appointments. So that's the present. I am not getting too far into the future because everybody that I know that's a civilian, and when I say civilian, I'm talking about people that, friends of mine that are not in the car business, but they think they know everything about the car business because they buy a lot of cars. Anybody ever have friends like that?
Every day.
Every day, okay. So a lot of friends I have tell me, oh, I wish I could just go online and buy this car. And then what happens is, digital retailing is cool. There's a lot of companies out there doing digital retailing. You start the deal from start to finish. But the problem is, and I'm learning this from a lot of dealers and a lot of friends of mine that own these companies, is it's not working properly because people feel like it's too easy. They start working a deal, it seems like it's too easy, and all of a sudden, halfway through, they just give up and go to the dealership anyway. So I don't think we're 100% there yet, but that is going to be the future. That's going to be one business model of what's happening. There is a major Honda dealership here in New York, in Queens, Paragon Honda, that is going crazy with it, and they have a pretty good program. I know Brian Benstock's been talking about it. I'm sure Ralph has heard about it, and they're out there, and they have a whole process, and they have people in place. I think that's where we're heading. But I still think that the traditional way of going to feel the car, see the car, test drive the car, and negotiate, I think that's still something that people want as much as they say to themselves that they don't.
Customers want to feel to negotiate.
Exactly.
They want to negotiate. They
Exactly.
want to think that they left there with the best deal they can, and they can't do it this way.
Exactly. Feel of the wheel seals the deal. That's what I learned my first week of learning car sales 15 years ago. So exactly your point. So this is going to be the future. I think we're starting to head that way, but not 100%. So let's talk about video marketing. I wonder if we're going to be able to get some sound out of this.
Let's just put the microphone next to you.
What microphone?
You were carrying around a microphone.
You know, maybe a lot of people don't believe me about how many infinities we have. And keep in mind, this is just one part of Brooklyn Mitsubishi. This is only a little bit of the iceberg here. This one is a 2015. Very nice car, 38,000 miles. All-wheel drive. Just did some videos on some black ones, also a silver one. Check out this beautiful colored burgundy or maroon, I guess you could say. More or less burgundy. Nice color also. Definitely have to have one of those infinity sales here at Brooklyn Mitsubishi. This one has also 34,000 miles on it. And, you know, one of the things about these cars, they come loaded up very nicely, very powerful engines, and very fun to drive. Check out all of our inventory available on Infinity Q50s here at
I wish.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, if you could help me with that, thanks. So, real quick. So, what did I just show you? This is one of the things that we do when we go out to dealerships. We're all about the cars. We're not about posting these little foolish memes out there, and I'll show you examples of what dealers are doing foolishly sometimes. We're all about getting the right content. We're all about cars. Brooklyn Mitsubishi sells more used Infinities than most Infinity dealers do. So they sometimes run an Infinity sale. They have like 30 or 40 in stock. What we do is when we come out to our stores, we come out with a video camera, and my partner, he loves this stuff. He'll come out. He's all about the product knowledge. He comes out and he films a vehicle inside out, and we make video content. We put it out there. Our Auto Ad Builder YouTube channel has over 43 million views. And every time we put just one of these videos alone, we get over 100 views on it right away. So that is one way to do things. You take a video like this. If you notice, this video was 1 minute long. 1 minute, 60 seconds is what is allowed on Instagram to post for content. So we like to do 60-second videos to post. Is it going to work?
Yeah, for the post. Just look for something to say post.
I don't even know how to, excuse me, folks. I don't even know where to look for it.
All right, keep talking.
So, yeah, so as I was saying, 60-second post. Any little thing that we do, little messages, little holiday messages, 60 seconds. If your 60 seconds are on there, you can turn around and post it to Instagram, post it to YouTube, post it to Facebook, and you get some high quality content out there.
Keep talking.
Oh, I got to get to the next slide.
So go to the next slide.
All right. Sorry, just 1 second. Where were you when we were setting up?
What's that?
Where were you when we were
You
setting up?
didn't tell me you didn't have all the tools.
I didn't. I thought those were the speakers here.
But keep going, I'll just look it up.
Okay, so let's talk about some social media statistics. Right here. I just found this a couple of days ago, and I was putting this together, and this is from 2018. Some of the daily statistics is how many people are actually using and logging into social media. If you notice, 51% of people sign on to Facebook several times a day. That's over half the population. 23% about once a day, and 20% are less than often. So it comes to show you that people are looking. Every day people are looking. People in the industry, every time I go to a dealership, like, hey, what's up with this guy in Brooklyn? This happened to me today on the way here. I stopped at a dealership at a Honda store in Edison, New Jersey, and my friend's GM, he goes, what's up with this Brooklyn store? And he doesn't go on Facebook much, but he sees what's going on. He sees the different posts. Ooh, what you got? I'm just going to close it for a second. No, I got it. There you go. Okay. Well, you just took me out of my slide. Okay. Questions? For the truth. It's not the end of the world. Okay. I don't have that many videos. It's not the end of the world. Oh, here, Bo's pair. Come on, check. Boom. Connected. Connected.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Greg to the rescue.
Greg is my hero.
Greg,
He was my hero in Vegas, too, a couple times.
text messaging.
So, Snapchat. I am not a fan of Snapchat, personally. I don't like that you have to go through 5 different screens. I hate that. I'm an Instagram guy myself. But 49% of people are using Snapchat several times a day. Let's focus on the several times a day part. I think that's what matters more. I personally hit Facebook up 20 times a day. Every hour, on the hour, checking my messages. I can't stand when I get the little red notification. It has to be cleared, or I'll go nuts. I'm OCD like that, I guess. I'm very anal. So, Instagram, 38% of people several times a day. I fall into that category. It's not as popular as Facebook, but people go on to look at pictures. Twitter, 26% of people go on several times a day. YouTube, 29%. YouTube is falling off a little bit. I guess it's because all the stuff that you see on YouTube, you can probably see on Facebook. Facebook's really taking over. But these are some of the stats. If you guys want more of that information, reach out to me. I'll send you this PowerPoint, and you can use it for your own research. Social media goals. What are our goals for our business for social media? Number one, you want to create a long-lasting brand. You want to create a brand that people are going to talk about. They're going to keep coming back to you. I keep going back to El Patron. People keep talking about him. That's a long-lasting brand. If he ever ends up not working at his dealership anymore and going to do something else, people are going to follow him because he is now a brand. We made the logo for him. You want to relate to your followers. Everything that you do is about relating to the people that follow you. We don't just post about cars. We don't just post videos of him talking. We post a lot of different things. We post about the people working in the store. We relate to the holidays. We relate to Mother's Day that's coming up this weekend. We relate to Memorial Day. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. Listen, I think I have a slide with Erica presenting Mother's Day. I think this is... Sorry, I'm going to make you blush. Keep people watching. You want them to keep watching. The more they watch, and you're going to have haters. I'm going to tell you right now, somebody asked me earlier, they don't like to go live. That was you, right? You don't like to go live. You don't mind having everything else in front, but you know, as soon as you start, I'm going live right now. We have quite a few people watching. As soon as you stop caring what other people think, as soon as you lose the fear of this person's going to say this and that person's going to say that, and as soon as you start focusing on your brand and putting out a positive message, all that stuff doesn't matter. You're going to have haters watching. I have haters sometimes that will share my video to some troll group. It's happened before. And some people start talking smack. It happens. That just means I'm doing something right. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Keep people watching. The more they watch, the more they're going to want to do business with you. Think about it this way. You have a question?
I just have a question. Yeah, I see your goals, and I think now that I'm starting to get a little more comfortable with social media, I put a lot of focus into content. That was a big goal for me. That custom content, which is much more difficult than it sounds. I'm sure you would agree, having your own company.
Yes.
So I was really excited when I found a company that generated amazing custom content that was really relevant to my customer's brand. What I found is if they didn't have a good audience that was engaging with that content, it didn't matter how amazing that content was. So my question to you is, I don't see that goal here, but I feel like that's really important to have a really good, following or a strategy for building that following.
So I believe what we do is monthly. Every month we create a theme. So I'll give you an example. March was March Madness, basketball. March was International Women's Day. March was St. Patrick's Day. And then there was something else that I'm missing was in March.
My birthday was in March.
Your birthday was in March. Okay. And you missed that. Okay.
See, that's why you gotta get out there.
But that's an example of 3 things, right? This month we have Cinco de Mayo, we have Mother's Day, we have Memorial Day. You want to basically base it around current events, in my opinion. Something, obviously we're not going to go post about Trump, okay? But you want to focus on current events and make it relevant, make it fun, and don't just be too serious. Have fun with it. You know, we go raw. We sometimes curse on the Brooklyn Mitsubishi thing. We go raw. We got people from Staten Island Hustle here.
There you go.
Shout out to Staten Island Hustle. We have a TV show in the house, guys. Think about that for a second, right? I'm sure a lot of the stuff you guys do is raw and uncut, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, can't all be scripted.
It's not only about selling something. Even though that's your goal, that should not be your focus. You need to put stuff about your family. I film on a Sunday making meatballs, okay? And that's how you build a following. You just don't build a following always putting out there that you want to sell somebody something.
Right, no, I
All right? You got to go the other way, and you got to put something out there. Show your personal life, your kids. You're going out, whatever you want to do that you want to show. Don't show things you don't want to show, of course. But if you don't mind being out there, the best way to gain an audience. My wife has a tremendous following because she posts stuff about her store that she's in. She posts about the kids. She posts about the home, cooking, how much she wants to kill me. But she puts that out there.
So you're right on hook over
The
here.
more relatable,
So you should all just follow her.
the more relatable, okay? Because they want to feel like they're you. They want to be you. So that's what you need to show them. Show them those positive things and the good things in your life. And then you add that. You can't keep on adding all day long, putting out there that you want to sell a car.
Yeah.
People will unfollow you, the people that are following you, they're going to say, oh, all this person wants to do is sell me something. You have to know how to do it and send a message out there. You don't want to know you're sending a message that you want to buy something. So you put out that personal stuff, and that's going to get you the followers. Once they like you and they keep on following you, then you hit them with the stuff that you're selling. Then you put out things that you want them to see again.
Yep.
That's how you build a following. And it's
You gotta
not
have
going
fun.
to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
You
I
gotta
don't
have
care
fun.
what anybody tells you. It's not going to happen overnight.
And here's the thing with us too, what we do with our stores, for instance, there's 5 different lease specials going on. We'll create the same graphic with a different car, different lease specials, and every other day we'll have it posted. Then what else we do is, he just came up with an idea to do commercial trucks. Because, you know, you're not going to sell 5 million cars a month out of a vintage store, so you have to think outside the box. How do we add another 10, 20 deals a month? Let's start a commercial truck department. They have 4 lots, they can do it, right? So we created graphics showcasing, you know, different commercial vehicles. So now we have him pointing to the vehicle. I'll show you guys in a second. But that's, by the way, I want to try those meatballs. Okay?
Matter of fact, it's 4 o'clock on Sunday, don't be late.
I'll be there. I'll be there. You guys are Staten Island, you guys are close. So keep them watching, drive traffic. Everything that we do on Facebook, every post that we do on Facebook, whether it's an image that we put on Instagram and then we repost on Facebook, we link it with some content and we link it to the dealership's website. If I am posting a Cadillac CTS that Sanchez Motors has in stock, I am going to take the URL of the VDP, the vehicle detail page, and post it there so people can click on it because I want more traffic to the website. That's not dead. That's still helping out. You guys didn't get a chance to listen to the video of El Patron speaking because it was too loud. I might even come back to it because now that we have the speaker. But he talks about how 86% of his traffic is through Facebook. So drive traffic to get organic leads. You want more people there. You also want to have sell and service cars while having fun. Sell and service your customers while having fun doing it. Make it exciting. Get video testimonials. Take pictures of customers. They do that there. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about horrible social media. Let's talk about the pitiful stuff that I see some car dealers post. Here's an example. This is a Nissan store. I'm not saying which one, even though they're not in the building. This is an example of what a Nissan store posted 2 days ago on their Facebook. They posted a little meme, never lose hope. Let me ask you a question. How is that going to help you sell cars? And what is it going to motivate in the customer or in the prospect looking at that? Here's another one. I'm going to skip this one for a second. Risk is part of the process. Those who risk nothing do nothing and often end up with nothing. Sandra Yancey, some quote. On a car dealership's Facebook, What is that going to do for you?
Nothing.
Nothing. I get it. I get it if you're trying to promote to people that are trying to be health coaches, life coaches, entrepreneurs. I get that. That's great for that. But this is not for a car dealership. Now, here's the other thing. The first thing I see and the second thing all the time. Here's a little better, actually. It's not terrible, but they could have done a better job. Here is an article about the 2018 Audi Q7. Here's the problem. It's coming from Auto Week. So how is that going to drive the customer to come look at the Q7 in your store? It won't. I recommend having a blog section in your website, in your business. If you find something about your product, have that, resurface it there, give credit, so people can click on it and read it from your website and then go look at the car. Every time the word Audi Q7 is mentioned, you could backlink it to an Audi Q7 that you have in inventory. Now people can actually go look at your vehicle detail page. Isn't that a concept? Same thing here. Can you tell the difference between a sunroof and a moonroof? This is good stuff. It's coming from Allstate. It's good content. But still, why not have something like that coming off of your website? Again, copy, paste, give credit, obviously backlink this so that they get their reference, and then put a few cars that have moonroofs with the word sunroof, so now people can click on it and they can, even if it's a used car that has a moonroof, something that they can click on, now they have a chance to look at your inventory. That's how you want to drive traffic. You want organic traffic on Facebook.
Stan, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What about followbacks?
Followbacks.
I see you have like 18,000 people, but you follow 4,300. That's not a good ratio. How do you recommend these salespeople on followbacks? See, some people think when they first get started that everybody that follows them, they should follow back. Not true.
I don't believe you should follow everybody back. No. No, I don't believe so. I think it all comes down to content. The more content you put out there. I feel like I've gotten a lot of my follows through the hashtags. For example, I play guitar. Anybody that knows me, I'm a huge guitar player. I have like 10 guitars. I go to concerts every other week.
Where's your guitar?
It's not that kind of night today. So
Sunday you'll have that guitar.
Sunday I'll have that guitar. Sunday morning in my shorts, I wake up in the bed without even going to the bathroom. I'm playing the guitar. So I do that. I put it out there and I hashtag Martin Guitar, Fender Guitar. I get those guys liking and following. I like to smoke cigars. Some of you might have seen me smoke a cigar earlier. If I'm smoking a good cigar, I'll promote the place that I bought the cigar from, and I'll promote the cigar. Even if it's a crappy cigar, just because I'm doing it, let it be out there, give them that social proof. Anything I do, food, I used to, up until I bought my home, and I had a little bit more money up until now, I used to go out to eat every single day, and I used to be a big foodie. You guys can tell, right? So I used to take pictures of my food, and I used to get the follow backs. So it's all about the content you put out there.
Hashtag is big.
Hashtag's big, and I sometimes overuse them, and I even overuse them.
When you're on Instagram, you should hashtag everything.
I do. It's ridiculous
Because
sometimes.
it gives you a lot of leads.
It is ridiculous. The only way that you're going to get a lot of follow backs, people following you, and your content could be garbage, is if you're a porn star. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's how it
Actually,
is.
you should hashtag everything on Instagram.
Kim Kardashian, exactly. Let's not go there. Social ads done right. So this is an example of the stuff that we do. We have graphic design people that work for us, and we see Erica here. She's the first one. Okay, happy Mother's Day. We put in this. By the way, did you guys sell this car?
Out of all the calls we have, that's the one you fill up the trade in.
It's okay. It's okay. It's content. It'll sell. I didn't take the picture. I just.
You guys got it on one Pathfinder. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It runs like a dream.
How much?
So,
For me.
hey, we're negotiating car deals. So here's the thing. Look, happy Mother's Day. We put a special up. We have a picture of the co-owner of Sanchez Motors promoting the car. Same thing here for Mitsubishi. We did for Memorial Day. We have an ad, buy the car for $15,935. See dealer for details, there's a URL there. And we basically took that same kind of ad, and we did one for Mother's Day, we did one for Cinco de Mayo. We make them pop, and we change them up every week. Same thing here. I talked about the commercial department. This is one of, I think, 7 or 8 images that we made. So what happens now is, every other day, I have a different one coming up on Instagram and Facebook. So like if I posted one this morning at 9 a.m., I'll post one again, not tomorrow, but the day after, maybe at 9 or 12. And this way they can see it throughout the month. There's content. Because sometimes it's not all about just the cars. Now, I'll give you an example. we work with Sanchez Motors. They're a little bit of a smaller lot. They don't have as many cars in stock. So we sometimes have to make the most out of what's available. So we might make a post like this, but then we might turn around and make another graphic after the car gets sold and say, look how fast the car got sold. So now we give the perception that we posted a car up and 3 days later it's already gone. What's happening is you're creating activity. It's been happening. It has been happening. So we'll turn around and we'll...
do that a lot too.
Exactly. So we'll turn around, we'll have that, something like that with different car garage.
Yeah, you got a question back here.
Please.
So I just met you, so I don't really know much about you, but what makes you the best at what you do?
There's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of us out there. I'm not going to say that I'm the best at what I do. I'm not going to say that I'm the greatest, but...
Not in the sense of the car.
Mhm.
But what makes you good at the way you market social media? Like, have you done classes? Are you...
So,
What's your
I
niche?
think it's just.
okay, my niche.
I'll answer that. I think
All right,
it's your history. You've been in a lot of different car companies, a lot of different
Okay.
digital retailers, and that's where you're gonna get most of your thing. Listen, I've been
Sure.
in the finance office for 30 years,
Mhm.
so most of my thing is product development, and that's how I got into mobile marketing.
That's what it comes down to. I'm selling cars for 15 years, and I've run and managed big
I'm not
dealerships.
talking about the cars.
We're talking about social media in general.
Like, you're saying things done right and wrong, but like, were you certified and could tell?
Everything that I've learned came from just learning, from practicing. I didn't go to school for it. Let me tell you something. The best form of education is YouTube. It really is. You get to
Yeah,
know.
I'm sorry, I said
Yeah.
that she's a ringer. She's
That's
among
okay.
the best social
That's
media
okay.
I've ever seen in your life.
That's okay.
She's got an online store that.
So you need to hire her.
Okay. I want to talk more after. I definitely want to talk more. Maybe I can learn some
Well,
things.
you know, she
I
brings
think
up
you
a
said
really
you
good
feel like
point.
Okay.
Well, like I had to manage my aunt's social media, so I had to attend a class with David Johns, like how to run it. We had to
Okay.
set up schedules at certain times.
Mhm.
Like you get like half the people you get at 9 in the morning, rather than if you would post at
Correct.
prime time, which is 4 to 7.
Correct.
I
So we've learned that. We've learned that most of our stuff is in the
curious
morning.
to see like how do you know what you know.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
I've done things that weren't right. Let me tell you something. I used to post those crappy memes in the past too. Back in 08 and 09 when Facebook was becoming big and let's just get people involved and you just post all sorts of nonsense. We used to do that, but we realized more. We just want to help sell more cars. We want to get people to look at this stuff and they want to get them to the dealership's website so they can put a lead form in and they can buy cars that way. That's what it comes down
But,
to.
you know, I think there's people who are like certified and gurus, and they're terrible at what they do. And with the algorithms and everything changing, there's no experts anymore.
There really
I
isn't.
mean,
This
really,
stuff does change.
you have to look at what you're doing, and I think you're so passionate about the quality of what you're doing and the evidence in what you're doing that you're just, it's trial and error. It's
Yeah.
A/B testing. That's what it all
Well,
boils down to.
there's a saying out there that, and it goes back.
There's no rhyme or reason.
20
There's no
years. It's
certification.
those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach do.
Right.
He used to do it.
I like to think I try to do both because I do train dealers as well. I always joked about
Yeah,
that,
but you
but
gotta be
yes.
able to do in order
I
to.
will
I
say
agree.
one thing though that I wanted to ask you about. I was under the impression that when the Facebook algorithm changed, that posting a lot and not getting good engagement could work against you. So I'm curious to see what you think about that.
I try not to post a lot. Actually, what's funny, you look at a dealership like Mitsubishi, they're post happy. I have to slap them on the wrist sometimes, like no joke. I'll sit there and I'll make a post, and then we have a Google Drive where we keep the content, and I try to remove it because they go post happy sometimes, and they'll turn around without even looking at what we posted 3 hours later. I got to go in and delete it. It drives me nuts sometimes. So they're all about just posting. If I give my clients all the content, I guarantee within 24 hours it's all going to be posted. It's going to make us look really bad. So I'm all about posting 1 to 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll skip a day. Once in a while I skip a day. 1 to 3 times a day is usually my time to post. It's not a lot. I keep it simple. So let's move on because we don't have a whole lot more time. These are some more examples. This is a dealership down the road from Sanchez Motors. One of the salespeople we took a vehicle from their inventory and we have them promoting it for social media purposes. And we have another one from Sanchez Motors where you guys saw that Jeep?
Yeah.
Still there? Okay. Anybody want to buy a Jeep? Anybody want
It's outside.
It's outside, right? So we do these things again. Auto ad builder, that's our name. We build ads. Richie and I were talking about this the other day. He goes, I like what you guys are doing. You're doing what we would do back in the day with newspaper, and now you're taking it social. That's really what we're doing. We're just taking it to another level. Okay. Facebook, Instagram. I believe this is a video. Yes. I'm gonna show you guys a quick video. Everybody, this is Sher, Social Sher, company preferred auto sales?
Raise the mic.
I did.
No voice, can't hear it. Don't hear
All
it.
right, don't hear anything. We're not gonna waste time on it. Remember I told you guys. Oh, Dad, you remember I told you guys how I sometimes get in camera if somebody's camera shy? This is one of those examples. I got on camera with him and we filmed it in one take. 60-second video. It went to Instagram, went to Facebook. Now we're promoting not only the dealership but also the salesperson in the dealership. Nobody that I've seen does that. I'm not saying I'm the greatest at it, but I just don't see anybody else doing it.
I did that with a salesperson. I do mostly finance. I did that with a salesperson on Facebook, and our phones exploded.
Exactly.
How many followers you have?
17, 1800.
It's the way to go. So did you just turn up the volume?
I turn up the volume, you just gotta make sure you're connected. Go up to the Bluetooth on top.
There we go.
Cars are really my hobby. I just love cars. I love studying cars, driving cars. I like extreme sports too. I'm into bikes, skateboards, stuff like that. How many car do you drive? 2015 Honda Civic.
What kind of Civic?
Civic SI.
Perfect. My kind of car. Excellent, excellent. What's your dream car?
I have a lot of dream cars right now. I've been looking at 911 GT3s. I got expensive taste.
Yes, he does. So guys, Caleb is here to serve. So when you come visit Preferred Auto Sales, come ask for Caleb. He'll take care of you. He's our super sales consultant. He's got the best reviews, and he will make sure you get the best customer service. Simple, right? Social media done right.
There we go.
Check this out.
Hi everyone, I'm here at Sanchez Motors in Elizabeth, New Jersey. If you're looking for a pickup truck, SUV, or sedan, we have them. We offer easy financing for everyone, no matter your credit, first-time buyer, poor credit, good credit, we can help you.
Simple, simple, fun, engaging. That's all it is, guys. Simple, fun, engaging. Okay? Simple, fun, and engaging. Very simple. Real quick, the last thing that we do, we're out of time, but we do press releases. I believe every business should have a press release every single month. A couple of things that happen out of it. You create news that gets the public excited. We were talking about press releases earlier with Ralph. Okay? Search engine friendly content. You want the search engine to pick this up. You want social media to have some of this content. You want to obviously have it on your website so that it increases the time on your website. You also want to improve the image of the dealership. You tell a beautiful story, people will be compassionate, they'll be excited, they're going to want to come and talk to you and do business with you. And I recommend doing this once per month. Here's an example of a press release we did for Brooklyn Mitsubishi. I'm not going to read it word for word, no break, but I'm just going to tell you, it's called No April Fools at Brooklyn Mitsubishi with record-breaking sales volume in the United States. We promoted the fact that they broke records in March, doing over 300 cars, and we wrote about what they did in March and what they're about to do in April with April Fools and all this other stuff. And we pretty much put that out there. And I think they did 357 or 354 cars in March. So we did things like that. Quick shout out to my friend Craig Bono here, Centech Solutions. They gave me some real interesting data on mobile marketing. I'm going to touch on it real quick. Basically, they have different campaigns and different companies that you could be doing AdWords with and mobile marketing solutions. And it shows you the different ways of cost per click. As you do mobile marketing, and you can tell if you use a company that has, as a matter of fact, stand up and explain what you do.
What I do is, where's everybody's headed? You think about everybody inside a restaurant or at any event, everybody's head's in their phones. When you're in Vegas, we're in NADA, you've got people walking around like this. They walk into ponds, they're in a mall. So I got out of finance just because I said to myself, you know what, I've had enough of the retail, and I got into this digital retailing. SMS texting is, people are engaging in text messaging in Facebook. I've got a chart, I don't know if you used it, but there's a D-Scout put out an article on Facebook use, touches, how many times people touch around. And the SMS texting is the majority of the time people are spending per hour in their phones. They pick up their phone 2,600 times a day, and they're looking at, the majority of the time is text messaging if you add up all the text message apps, or you look at Facebook. Facebook gets the most if you look at the one app, but if you look at all the text messaging apps that you can do, like what's up, and the regular native text messaging. Text messaging is where you want to advertise. You're putting fish with a fish jar, as the old toss saying. So you're actually putting an ad in front of them. I'm promoting an advertisement call to action to the text message, which the customer wants to hear. He wants that secret rebate. He wants something that, where's Uncle Don? He wants something that that the other customer didn't get. So he wants a secret rebate.
Here's the example, by the way, right? So
right, correct. That's one of the table tents that I made. I gave it over to him, and when I'm getting a dealer to buy into the idea of using text messaging, it's not to take it away from Cox Automotive or Cars.com. It's, hey, just spend a little bit of money with me and put my sentence, text to win, on any one of your portals.
How do you get the text to the customer?
You're basically putting it on your portal, putting it on your website as a sign or a call to action, and saying, hey, text to win $1,000, like the radio stations do. Text to win $1,000. You're going to get 1,000 people opt in to win $1,000. One winner, but then you got 999 losers that you're going to give a 10% coupon off the parts and service. So the losers get a message that say, hey, you didn't win, but here's 15% off your next service ticket.
Right. Consolation change.
Consolation price.
Free oil change.
Right, or free oil change. You know, and then it's the service writer's job to get them to do a great job, to get them to do something else. You know, with the restaurants, this works with all things. With the restaurants, hey, give them a free drink. They come in for a free drink.
So you don't email, you text it.
You're texting. You're
My
texting.
telephone number.
Right. Let's
my telephone number.
A 5-digit code that I use, a 5-digit code, and I can send out 5,000 texts at one time, or 1,000, or 200. So instead of trying to do it manually, like a promoter does, now you're just you're putting all the numbers in. Once the customer says yes, you can advertise to the customer until he opts out. So if he's opting out, that means you pissed him off. You send too many texts, or the text came in at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You can unsubscribe.
He'll unsubscribe, and then you got to work to get that customer back in by giving him something for free.
Right. And real quick, this is how to use it. Where and what to promote.
Yeah, this is exactly what it is. It's a drop-down screen. It comes up. We added free drop-down screen to anybody's website, so that if you have it, it's going to drop down 24 hours a day. You're marketing it to the customer.
Now check this out. Going back real quick, average cost per send text is way less than Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
And it's got a better click-through rate.
So something for you guys to consider. I learned about this when we met a few months ago, and I felt like putting this in the presentation. Also,
so you do the marketing for that?
So,
yes. So I'm the regional manager for the whole new area.
So last but not least, in terms of generation, there's programs out there that will allow you to use Facebook Marketplace. It'll help you generate leads. A little expensive. We talked about it with Eric, but they do work sometimes in some markets. And you can basically do all the different promotions, new car, used car, through Facebook Marketplace, through having this outside company do the chat for you and help you serve you a really good lead. Something to consider. But this is where people are buying cars now. There's no need to go out and spend $25 a lead anymore. There's a lot of different ways out there to do it. So the quick strategy at the very end is we want to get them in, right? That's the big word. Get them in, get the customers in the door. In the car business, they say just get them in, right? When you're trying to find out a price for a customer. Just get them in. So you want to have a mindset, a business development mindset. I'm not going to spend the rest, another 2 hours talking about building an internet department. That's not what we're here for. But you want to have the mindset to generate leads and to be able to be aggressive to follow up with those leads and get them in the door and do business with them. So you want to have that. And that's a whole other discussion we can have outside of here if that's something you're looking at. Obviously set up a lead handling process so that when those opportunities do come, you have a way to respond to them. A couple ways to do it: internet lead management tools, handling regular leads that come in through email, handling phone calls, handling text messages, and handling chats. And also people that left and didn't buy, no matter what business you're in. Even if you had a pissed off customer in a restaurant, you want to try to bring them back somehow. Find a way. Obviously, figure out a way to measure and manage these results for your store. Again, we can have that discussion after this, outside of this. If you guys have any questions at all, I need to give Ralph his time. You guys have any questions at all, my contact information is here. I'm here. Grab a business card. More than happy to share this with you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Done?
Yeah.
Good job.